I did not fix this for quite some time because when we first got married, I messed it up really, really bad. Every single time I tried to make it. Hey y'all, I wanted to share with you a recipe that we fix every single week. I did not fix this for quite some time because when we first got married, I messed it up really, really bad. Every single time I tried to make it, because I was really trying to make it like my grandma made it, and there's still no way I can even compare to that. But old-fashioned chicken and dumplings. This is not like the noodles or chicken and pastry, some people call it, but this is chicken and dumplings. We're from North Carolina, this is what we call it. So I'm going to show you how I make it. So first you're going to need about 3 quarts of chicken broth. If you don't have broth, then you can just use water. And I hate that I just used I had some turkey broth that I made and I just used it all in our soup a couple days ago. So I'm gonna have to use water today. Okay, I just added my water to my largest pot that I have, and I'm actually gonna put some milk in here just because I don't have broth and I want to give it a little bit of creaminess, I guess. We're going to get some of that when we have some flour in the dough that gets loose in here, but I'm going to go ahead and just do this for now, and then I'm going to turn it on and start letting it heat up. Okay. I'm actually going to go ahead and salt this too. I don't know how much to tell you to put in there, but since we're not using broth and haven't already seasoned it, then I'm going to go ahead and salt it, and I'm going to go ahead and put some pepper in there also. Just to go ahead and kind of flavor our soupy non-broth mix. I hate I don't have broth. So while that's heating up, we're going to make the dough. Okay, so our liquid is heating up and we're going to make our dough now. So we're going to use 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Messy. The flour's so messy. Oh my gosh. You should see when my kids use it. Okay, and then we're going to put about a half a teaspoon of baking powder. It does not, I am not an exact measurer by any means, so I'm pretty sure you don't have to be either. So, half a teaspoon of baking powder, then 2 tablespoons of salted butter. I don't have salted butter at the moment. We're getting bare bones around here, y'all. I need to go to the grocery store super badly, but I'm going to put in some unsalted butter and just throw some salt in with it. So yeah, put a little bit of salt in there. Okay, and then I'm going to just kind of cut in this butter into the flour mixture. And you don't have to use butter, you can also use lard. Most of the time I will actually use lard. Most of the times I actually start using my hands. It's just so much easier. Okay, so I'm gonna get this dough out of here. It's a nice consistency, I think. Not too wet, not too dry. So I've got my board floured, and I'm going to press out my dough, give it a little more flour. And then roll it out. And this needs to be about 1/4 of an inch thick, maybe. Just use your own judgment. And it does not have to be perfect. I sort of try to roll it into a rectangle, but you are going to make the most delicious dumplings, so it does not matter what they look like because they're going to taste good. Alright, got this rolled out, and I'm going to check on our liquid. So our liquid is looking really good. It's starting to boil. And we actually have a chicken that I had cooking while we were at church today. This is one of our chickens, and I'm going to pick the meat off the bone and use this for our chicken and dumplings. Well, I don't do a super great job of getting all the meat off of the bone, so I let Adam finish that off, but I just did the best I could and threw it into our dough mixing bowl so that, you know, I'm trying not to do so many dishes. Our liquid is boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and drop this chicken in there. And while that's coming back up to boil, I'm going to cut our dumplings. So I usually use a pizza cutter. You can use a knife or whatever you want to, but I just do long strips on our sort of rectangle. It does not have to look anything like a rectangle. It can look like a triangle. It can look like a circle. It does not matter. It's going to be good. So I do long strips, and then I do squares. And they do not have to look beautiful at all. That's the beauty of this. So here are our little dumplings. And now that our water's boiling, we can start dropping them in one by one. So we will drop them in one by one. Sometimes they get really messed up and it's still okay. So now that they're all in there, I'm actually going to take the flour that's left over and I'm going to dump that in there as well, just to thicken up the liquid. And I'm going to grab just a little bit of extra flour and throw it in there as well. Okay, so all the dumplings are in there. They're just going to start puffing up, and they'll actually kind of float to the top as they're cooking. And our extra flour went in there to sort of thicken up the liquid, and we're going to let this cook for about 20 minutes and then it'll be ready to eat. What do you think? Oh gosh, he's got a mouthful. Chew that up. What do you think? Is it good?
Yummy.
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 What about you?
It's good.
That's good. Do you like chicken and dumplings?
Nom, nom, nom.